Hey, we're here with two of the guys from Mumford and Sons. Thanks so much for taking the time, guys. Appreciate it. Babel doesn't come out for another week, but we appreciate that you're taking the time here in Canada.
Glad to be in Toronto.
The Sigh No More era is kind of over at this point. I mean, that was the big breakout. It kind of started off slow, but then it was meteoric. I mean, it was... You couldn't be anywhere without, you know, people hearing saying your name and hearing your songs on the radio. What was that like?
It was unexpected. We made the album, you know, back in London after touring quite hard just in the UK, and I think our aspirations for that album were pretty UK based really. We hope to come over to the States at least. We never thought any further than that. So, you know, coming up to Canada and, you know, Australia, all sorts of places we've been, we didn't see any of that coming. So it also happened quite gradually as well. So it's sort of...
It happened gradually, but then it just went bananas, right?
Yeah, well, it went bananas gradually. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
What of all the things that happened, what was the, you know, what were the standouts for you?
Lots of standouts, eh? Getting to hang out all the time. It's got to be up there. Yay.
Top 10.
Yeah, I don't think he feels the same way.
I see.
No, it's reciprocal. Definitely.
Yeah.
Playing the Grammys, the Dylan thing, and any of...
There's lots of silly stuff, but that sort of goes into its own category of just silliness.
Yeah.
Which we very much enjoy. We enjoy the silliness, but...
Got to remember it's silly.
It's just very silly, really.
Yeah.
And then I think we just can't believe that we wanted to tour England and Scotland and Wales, and even Ireland was a bit of a stretch because we had to go on the ferry, and we can't believe that we made it, you know, to fucking, sorry, excuse me,
no,
we made it to, we can't believe that we made it to the continent, let alone to another continent. So like, and that we get to keep doing that is just amazing, and we love it. We live for it.
You know, it's only been 5 years since you've been together as a band, and in terms of having your whole life, they say, to write the first record, and then having a very short time to write the second record. I know that you were already thinking about it when we chatted in 2010 about the second record, and even playing live stuff. Did you really care?
I mean, we did a bit. I mean, there's no point in denying that it is a bit of a scary thing to undertake, you know, that second record feeling. We definitely felt it, but the whole, like, you got your whole life to write the first. I mean, we were a band for a couple of years,
We probably had more time on this record than we did on the first one.
That's it,
We had more time between records, and we recorded that first record after a year and a half we've been a band. So technically,
you've had twice as long to make the second record.
Fair. In terms of, I mean, you played some of these songs live before you put them down in the studio. Just, was it a case of you wanting to test out these songs to see how they sounded, or to really perfect them before you recorded them? I mean, what goes through the thought process when you're putting these songs out live before you record them?
Well, like that, the songs develop a lot live. So like every night we hear them through different ears. It's a really weird thing, but you do, like, you play something to someone, and even playing it from like one of us to the rest of us within the band, like you play it all the time in your room, and you play it to the other guys, and it's like, oh, I've just realised that's actually crap, or like, fucking hell, this is amazing. But you just do that every night. You hear it, and the songs develop over time.
It's okay. Let's talk about the video for I Will Wait, because here's an opportunity not only to play in a different continent, but probably to play at the most majestic outdoor theater that you've probably ever played.
Quite probably the most majestic outdoor theater in the world, potentially.
Did you guys know that you wanted to film the video there?
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's quite a lot of you know, planning that goes into it. So we would kind of nickname that tour, which was quite a long tour. The Road to Red Rocks was its sort of informal name. So it was definitely in our sort of crosshairs, the whole sort of trip, you know. That, you know, venue is beautiful and quite intimidating as well when you're on a stage and it just sort of goes up in front of you like that. So it's a great atmosphere, you know, amazing place to film.
You know, you played with, on the Road to Red Rocks, and in some of your tours, you played with a band called Dawes, who I'm a big fan of. What can you tell, you know, are enough people listening to this band? I mean, do you hope the best with the Goldsmith Boys. And
I think we believe they're probably one of the best bands
They've got,
around.
yeah.
It's like, it kind of feels like they've been touring for 50 years. They've got every song in the book under I'm looking for a cliche, in their repertoire.
Right.
They are, individually, they could probably entertain 1,000 people for about 3 hours alone.
Yeah.
And as a band, they're even greater than the sum of 8 parts. There's my cliche.
There you go. You worked it in. Well done.
Got it in.
Let's talk about other people that you've collaborated with. I mean, it must have been a treat to work with Paul Simon on the Boxer, right? With
Yeah, I mean, that was all sort of under Jerry Douglas, recording his Traveller album, and we didn't actually get in the studio with Paul.
Oh.
So we recorded it, and then it was
virtual.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, we sort of did it. We did a couple of live takes of us and Jerry and Marcus singing it, and then there was talk of the idea that perhaps Paul might sing.
And that's available too on the
I like
deluxe.
that we're calling him Paul, by the way.
Yeah.
Your buddy.
Yeah. Well, when you've collaborated,
I haven't met him, but we can probably get away with calling him Paul. Just about.
Yeah.
Our mate PS.
Our mate PS. There you go.
Yeah.
What guy?
Sorry. Yeah.
That's right.
Decent fella.
It's just a beautiful. No, it's a beautiful evening. Lots of birds playing.
If only the camera was facing the other way.
I know. I feel like we should be. Yeah.
Let's talk about some of the songs on the record. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Did you just flip me the...
No, I
Oh!
said,
I didn't know it was going bad.
Oh, no.
I'm teasing. All right.
You could even imagine me doing that is offensive.
Really? Is that it? Are you going to walk off now? So I will wait.
Sorry,
No, just something.
Is it like an incident that I don't know?
No, not at all.
It's like a Larry David moment.
Yeah, it was a Larry David moment.
You're right, mate.
No, I'm good.
Should we hug it out?
Okay.
No. Yeah, you want to hug it out? Just bring it in a minute.
Yeah, I can do it.
All right, well done.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dispel.
I know you're close with Paul, and I don't want to mess that up.
No.
Let's talk about the record. It is no doubt about it a Mumford and Sons record. I mean, is it at this point that you guys think you have a sound and that you don't want to sway too far away from that sound?
I don't know. There's not that much intentionality with what we do, really. Like, we're obviously quite limited with our instrumentation and the way that we write. There's no sort of formula to that. We just sort of write in quite a sort of intuitive way, as collaboratively as possible. And so it feels very much like, I mean, when we made Sign No More, it wanted to be a sort of snapshot of us in 2009, and the intention was the same for this. So, I mean, I think, obviously the writing's evolved a little bit. We're probably a bit better at our instruments than we were.
Is it truly collaborative, or does Marcus come with a whole bunch of lyrics and you guys sort of put music to those lyrics, or are the lyrics collaborative as well?
That certainly has happened, and it happened on both albums. But there's many other ways in which we've written.
Yeah.
And it's not just Marcus. Other people might bring a song to the band.
So you're all dark and depressing kind of fellas.
Dark would sort of imply we were enigmatic somehow, but depressing is sort of bang on.
Yeah.
So depressing is the word I think we're going to
very depressing.
Use that as the. We just.
And if there is a sonic aphrodisiac on this record, Lover's Eyes has got to be that tune, I would say.
Does that get you?
Yeah, exactly. Well, with myself mostly, but I'm saying it's.
Good, I respect that.
It's a nice tune.
With erectile dysfunction.
Well, we've crossed everything here. Oh, it's a great record. Were there any standout tracks specifically that you guys either enjoyed writing or performing?
They're all hits.
They're all hits.
They're all hits. Yeah.
Every one of them.
Every last bloody tune of them hit.
But specifically.
Specifically.
All of them? Specifically all of them. And apparently Cobb's Coliseum is featured in the inside of this, so thanks to Canada.
There you go. That is a nod that we wanted to do more subtly, but now that you've announced it,
I see.
It's sort of like
to your Commonwealth brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
You don't have any pictures of the princess on you, do you? Nicely done. Thanks for the great record. Out in stores next week, and thanks for stopping by, guys. Really appreciate it.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.